Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? It is 4:30 in the morning, it's March the 11th, a Sunday, Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm not going to live stream this one because my Litecoin one got a little bit out of hand last time. If you guys have not seen my Litecoin stream, it was probably one of the most outrageous streams that I've ever done. It contains a lot of sensitive content, so if you're sensitive to jokes in general, please do not watch my live streams, okay? I really mean it. My live streams are very different. They're meant to be entertaining with, of course, education in mind as well. But I'm more of an, a personality, you can say, where I aim to entertain people and try to be funny, etc. So when we do our live streams, they're very different type of atmosphere than they are in these non-live streamed videos as well. Here, in the non-live streamed ones, I try to make it much more professional, right? I try to keep it much more professional, we can say, so the jokes are not going to get nearly out of hand like they do in the live streams. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and where we are right now. 24-hour volume is where I look at the most. So if we take a look at, let's take a look at the entire market cap as well first. So in a few weeks, we've actually dropped from about $500 billion to about 363 now. So we're in that kind of uncomfortable zone now, in the $350 billion market cap range. A lot of good analysts expect Bitcoin to hit well over $3-4 trillion in market cap this year, like the entire market capitalization of all the coins. Sorry if I just said Bitcoin there. So there's still a lot of promise right now, right? But we have to be very mindful of this 24-hour volume that's not looking the best in my opinion, right? If we look at March 9, $8.7 billion, right? March 8, 7.1 billion. Here are 6, 7, 8 ranges. But yesterday we only got about $5 billion, and today we're only at about $5 billion as well. So we're wondering, where is this volume? Why are the buyers not rushing in? So that's something that we have to be very mindful of. So let's talk about this slope trendline resistance as well that I drew last time. Remember last time I was talking about drawing it several different ways? We were talking about drawing it sloped just like this, right? So if we draw it sloped just like that, where we're touching just the top parts there and in a non-long scale, what we can see is, actually I might even curve this tiny bit down a little bit, right? What we see, I think I'm in magnet mode. No, I'm not. Is that it's starting to puncture through this resistance, right? Or the support rather. Just only by a little bit. For example, yesterday we ended up getting to as low as 84.28 and we rebounded almost immediately to 88.30. So that showed some sort of sign of strength, where once it got to this sloped trendline support that was previously a major resistance, it found support, right? But we also have to question many things, such as the volume. If you look at the volume now, we're about 12 hours into this candle, but the 12-hour volume is literally 1/4 of 2 days ago and literally 1/2 of yesterday, right? Despite it being 12-hour, we would imagine to ourselves that, hey, if this support were to actually hold, why the heck is it not bouncing much harder than that? Do you guys remember in my previous videos where I was talking about this range right here? And I was mentioning that there was a lack of buyers rushing in to push it above 9,500, and then because there was a lack of volume and because we were attempting many different breaks above 9,500 but kept failing, and we eventually downtrended. Now I'm not saying that we're going to downtrend right now, so I'm going to go over pretty much every single indicator with you guys. Let's look at the MACD, okay? The MACD looks like it wants to curve for a few days, to be quite honest, right? And that it did already. It looks like there's a chance for it to cross over and move up to the positive side soon. Not only that, if we look at this right here, what we're seeing is kind of a curve like that, right? It looks like it wants to curve. It's not like it's parabolically moving down, guys, right? Here is a parabolic move down, like that, this way. Here, we're definitely curving to a positive side of showing that it looks like it's finding support. So if we look on the daily chart, it's not like it's actually tanking down, where it's downtrending linearly like this, right? like this, for example, right here, what we're actually finding is that it's slightly started to curve. So that looks hopeful to me. I'm very much so hoping for a bounce near these levels, although I project it might go down a tiny bit lower, but I can't see much lower than this, guys. Let me reload the page here. Sometimes it tends to freeze up here. All right. Okay, so let's go over the 12-hour chart now. The 12-hour chart, we actually see it gaining some sort of strength, just a little bit. We're hoping for another day of a positive momentum. If we do, we'll actually see a bullish momentum, right? If we see bullish momentum on the RSI, it could actually signal to a lot of people coming in, because we haven't really seen any type of bullish momentum in a long time, guys, on a 12-hour chart. So hopefully this will actually signal to a lot of buyers coming in. On the histogram as well, what we see is it's slowly starting to level off. Not only that, it's actually positively upticking right here. Barely, but still, it is showing some sort of signs of bullish divergence. Now the question is it just going to snap and eventually go back up? That would be very ideal. If we look on the 6-hour chart, it looks like there's a potential for a crossover sometime very soon. We look on the histogram as well, and we see that it's definitely bullishly diverging. Excuse me there. Yeah, we look on the 4-hour chart as well, and we're getting a series of bullish divergences right here, right? Take a look at this. This is kind of a beautiful thing right here, where we're getting some sort of slope trend line that's acting as a very decent support. Will it hold? So this is what I do. I like to go over every single indicator one by one, every single candle on every single time frame, and then when I finish going through every single indicator and candle, etc., using my type of analysis, I like to generate a general consensus to see which way it's leading more than the other, right? So we're looking on the 2-hour time frame, for example. This could almost be seen as a bullish divergence as well. So right now, I'm getting a lot of mixed signals, to be honest. I'm getting mixed signals that it could seem like it's showing support, and it could seem like there's more waves to come down. And the 1 hour is pretty much the lowest I'm going to go right now. So I personally believe that if we go to a higher time frame and we can break these types of RSIs, we're going to be golden. We haven't really seen any type of massive RSI ranges, guys, on the high end. 79 is not really that high on a 6-hour. Like we want to consider very bullish all the way over here, guys, all right? Bullish to look at here, look at there, look at there, where it's getting to like the 90 ranges. So if we can break into, for example, let's go to 2-hour. If we can break above this RSI range right here, we're going to be golden, which is about 53, 54. So we need, you know, the key number, guys, for the long term, we got to break above 11,700. That is a major area of contention and resistance right now. If we break 11,700, you know, whether it's sometime soon or in the short-term future, we're gonna be coasting. This is a very significant number, and we're gonna be shattering all types of resistances and trends if we break 11,700. So that's on the higher end. Excuse me there. So let's talk about my Elliott wave count. On my Elliott wave count, I'm seeing this right here. If you guys want to talk about the bullish count, right? Right now, you can basically pick a side. Pick a bullish side or pick a bearish side and stick to it. And stick to your risk to reward. There's no right way to pick right now. There's no wrong way. I feel that it's in fairly neutral territory despite seeing bullish signs and despite seeing bearish signs as well. If you go with the bullish count, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here, this is ABC clearly, right? This A right here could also be seen as a 4th wave, and you'll see what I mean. And this is the B as well, where this is 3 waves coming down here, okay? Let me show you. So if this was 4 waves coming down here like this, 1, 2, or sorry, 3 waves, this is also an ABC, like that. So that's definitely possible, and we could also count this as a 5 wave coming down already, which I've counted for many people, right? I've counted this as, let me just show you guys again. where this is 5 waves coming down, where we go, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that. So now we've officially completed our actual ABC entire wave. And we have to remember the rules for Elliott wave that states that wave 2 cannot retrace into the territory of wave 1 by more than 100%. Or basically saying that the wave 2 cannot retrace 100% of wave 1, right? And we haven't actually retraced 100% of wave 1. Interesting, right? So we look at it on a lower time frame, we easily see something like that forms 5 waves up here in a leading first wave diagonal. So let's say we ended up drawing it something like that for our leading first wave diagonal, where it eventually does break, which was kind of obvious that it was going to break in my opinion, okay? So we could have drawn this perhaps as, I don't know, something like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that. Something exactly like that. And you guys are probably going to say, well, Sir Philokan, wave 4 is overlapping. That's a very normal characteristic of leading first wave diagonals, okay? Where the first wave could even be longer than the third wave, along as the third wave is shorter than the fifth wave, and also the third wave right here, or sorry, the fourth wave can easily overlap the first wave. Very normal characteristic of a leading first wave diagonal, once again, where the fourth wave will overlap the first wave. So get those types of rules out of your head if you guys think that wave 4 cannot overlap into the wave 1 territory, okay? There's many different sub-rules involved. So now, if excuse me there. So if this was the actual first wave coming down, where's our ABC, right? Where's our ABC that we're looking for? Well, if I had to guess where ABC is, it's something probably like that, coming down already. It's very difficult to pinpoint, even on a lower time frame right here, where it actually is. Yeah, so this probably makes ABC right here. This is probably making ABC somewhere right in here, I'm guessing. It's a really crappy ABC, right? Maybe something like that, where this here is a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 count down there, right? And we get very small 5 subwaves coming down here like that. That's a possible way to count it, definitely. Excuse me there. Or maybe if we couldn't count it like that, maybe we could call this like a flat that came down, right? Where this is, it's kind of an ugly way to count it, but could be generally accepted as well, where that's ABC. This does an ABC in here, for example, like that. It's a really ugly way to count it. I don't prefer it like that, but either way, I could definitely see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s coming down, right? It's almost arbitrary, but I don't want to get into too detailed of a time frame. So until we actually break this lower point right here, guys, I have to consider the bullish count more than the bearish count, right? And the bullish count low is at 83.42. So until we break 83.42, I've got no other reason to assume that that we're gonna get lower than that. But all I'm getting to really is make sure you guys stay cautious, okay? The volume is starting to show that there's a lack of buyers rushing in right now. And whenever there's a lack of buyers rushing in at key support regions, then we know that there's something fishy going on in the market. If the market was generally interested in specific price points, well, they'd be rushing in already, right guys? And because they're not rushing in already right now, it leaves you to wonder, are these corrections going to happen further? So right now, you guys missed the chance to enter on a long position already, to be quite honest, right? It was basically in my tweet and in my previous video where I was suggesting support levels between 8,200 to 8,500. Now it was a small bounce, nevertheless, of only a $300 gain per Bitcoin, but nevertheless, it did show signs of support, right? So now we're waiting. Is this going to create like a double bottom right here, right? Like a W shaped. Is it going to create a double bottom where it will bounce off of it? So a key region right now to look out for is where the previous high was, swing high at 88.30. If we break 88.30 with a lot of conviction, then definitely you might want to consider entering a position. Enter a position here and go for the next swing high You know, go for 9,500. That's a very key region to be breaking right now. Set your stop loss fairly tight below it as well. If it breaks 850, maybe you want to, it's up to you guys where you want to set a stop loss, right? I'd probably set mine at maybe 8650 or so. Maybe at 8650. And then you get a nice risk to reward of about 3.16 to 1. This is going to give you a little bit of leg room there to work, if you guys notice, right? So if it breaks, keep in mind that we always play this breaking a key resistance area. If it breaks a key resistance area, then that's something you will definitely want to be interested in, and so will the market. So right now, the key area to break is clearly 8850, right? Shoot for 9,500, we could be smooth sailing to there. So I'm not in a Bitcoin position. Actually, I'm not in any position anymore. I've traded heavily this week, okay? I've only traded Bitcoin a little bit this week, but I've been really going nuts with Litecoin and Neo, if you guys have noticed, right? And a little bit of Ripple as well, not too big, but I'm finding a lot of opportunities in other coins. So once again, 8850 is a pretty significant key range. Another significant range, of course, is right here. This is almost a no trade zone, guys, really. So the previous low right here was about 84.28, right? 84.28 right here. So if we break this range, 84.28, you can easily expect it to get to a lower low as well of this previous swing low at 83.42. Now, where will the market go? We've got no idea. Are we finding signs of stability? Yes and no, right? So how low could this actually go if we break this 8,300-ish range and we break lower than this previous C? If this was not the bullish count, well, probably to the next Fibonacci level. Next Fibonacci level would clearly be about the 8260 range. I'm hoping for a lot of buyers to rush in around this fib level right here. That would be great. 8242-ish, you know, anywhere above 8,000. I really firmly believe that over 8,000 is going to hold, guys, because I think the whole market wants a bullish market, right? Bullish sentiment still remains deep down inside of every single trader and investor. Why would we possibly want it to get lower than a bullish market sentiment, which is below 8K, right? No idea. Is it possible? Absolutely, it's possible. Is it likely? I don't think it is likely. So now I'm just going to be sitting back and waiting. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to see if 8,400 breaks first, right? Make sure that you guys know that there's specific numbers, okay? This one here is 84.28. That's the next previous swing low. And the one before that is 83.42. So they're very, very close and they're tight. And I don't even consider any of these tradable zones right now for shorting. If you guys are considering entering a short position, it's honestly too late. 9,500 should have been the short opportunity right there, okay? So now it's just a matter of sitting back and waiting to see if it gets between 8,000 and 8,200, or if it breaks above 88.50, which will be a very good signal to enter into a long position. So hang tight, guys. There's still a lot of time to make a lot of money in the market, okay? You need to exercise extreme patience always. If you guys have noticed, I spend the majority of my time doing technical analysis. And because I spend the majority of my time doing technical analysis, it tends to pay off in the future, right? Lots of time just planning. You got to make sure you understand where these entries are. You got to make sure you understand where these exits are and where the possible market cap, or sorry, I think I said that wrong. You got to know where the entries are and you got to know where the exits are. You got to know your risk to reward setups well before you join a trade, right? If you're not planning before every single time you enter a trade, then you're just kind of gambling. So please make sure you know your risk to reward setups extremely well before you enter every single trade. So I just thought I'd give you guys a very quick morning update for Bitcoin. There's been a lot of action in terms of trying to find support, but really not finding it, right? Yeah, I forgot to even mention that the 3-hour candle here, we got a series of tweezer bottoms, right? But they didn't really hold at all, if you notice there, right? So we're clearly downtrending right now. So yeah, hopefully this has given you guys a little bit of insight into your trading. Hopefully I've helped you down the road, or hopefully I've added a lot to your trading game as well, and hopefully it will help you down the road. I apologize, I'm still very drowsy from the Tylenol NyQuil that I took. sorry, it was not Tylenol NyQuil, it was Tylenol nighttime medication, because I still kind of am running a small fever, I guess, or a flu. Hopefully it'll be better sometime soon next week for my last weekend extravaganza, if you guys remember. Other than that, have yourselves a great night, guys. If I've helped you down the road, definitely like, subscribe, and share the material as well. If you guys think I'm doing a phenomenal job and I've helped you immensely, consider donating to my dog's cryptocurrency piggy bank. But don't ever feel obligated, because I'm cool and you guys know that. I just say that once every few videos whenever I remember. So have yourselves a great day, guys, and thanks for your time. Bye now.